ವೀಕ್ಷಕರೇ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. ನ್ಯೂಸ್ 18 ಈಗ ಬೆಂಗಳೂರು ಏರೋ ಶೋದಲ್ಲಿದೆ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನ್ಯೂಸ್ 18 ಬಂದಿದೆ ಅಂದಾಗ ಪ್ರತಿ ಬಾರಿನೂ ಏನಾದರೂ ಒಂದು ಸ್ಪೆಷಲ್ ಅನ್ನ ನಿಮಗೆ ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇರಬೇಕು. ನಮ್ಮ ಭಾರತದ ಅದರಲ್ಲೂ ಈ ಬೆಂಗಳೂರಿನಲ್ಲೇ ಇರತಕ್ಕಂತಹ ಹಿಂದೂಸ್ತಾನ್ ಏರೋನಾಟಿಕಲ್ ಲಿಮಿಟೆಡ್ ಅಂತ ಏನ್ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ ಅಥವಾ HAL ಅಂತ ಏನ್ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ, ಅವರು ಮಾಡಿರುವಂತಹ ಸಾಧನೆಗಳ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಹೇಳುವಂತ ವಿಚಾರ ಇರಬಹುದು. ಹಾಗಿದ್ರೆ ಕೇವಲ ಇಲ್ಲೊಂದು ಮಷೀನ್ ಇದೆ, ಈ ಮಷೀನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹಿಂಗೆಲ್ಲ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ಸಹಜವಾಗಿ ಯಾರಾದ್ರೂ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು. ಆದ್ರೆ ಆ ಮಷೀನ್ ಜೊತೆ ಆ ಮಷೀನ್ ಅನ್ನ ಚಲಾಯಿಸುವಂತ, ಆ ಮಷೀನ್ ಅನ್ನ ಟೆಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡುವಂತವರೇ ಅದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಹೇಳಿದಾಗ ಅದಕ್ಕಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಮತ್ತೊಂದಿಷ್ಟು ಆಡ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ. ಅಂತ ಒಂದು ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂವನ್ನ ಕೊಡುವಂತಹ ಪ್ರಯತ್ನವನ್ನ ನ್ಯೂಸ್ 18 ಕನ್ನಡ ನಿಮಗೆ ಈಗ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರುವಂತದ್ದು. ಈಗ ನನ್ನ ಜೊತೆಯಲ್ಲಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಚೀಫ್ ಟೆಸ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಪೈಲಟ್ ಆನಂದ್ ಅವರು. ಅವರನ್ನ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತಾ ಹೋಗೋಣ. ಈ ಒಂದು ಹೆಲಿಕಾಪ್ಟರ್ಗಳ ಬಗ್ಗೆ, ಇದರ ಒಂದು ಉಪಯುಕ್ತತೆ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಇಂಗ್ಲಿಷ್ ಮತ್ತು ಹಿಂದಿ, ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಅವ್ರು ಮಾತನಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ನಾನು ನಿಮಗೆ ಅದನ್ನ ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲೇನ್ ಮಾಡುವಂತ ಪ್ರಯತ್ನವನ್ನ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಹೋಗ್ತೇನೆ. ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ.
Namaskar. Namaskar. I am very happy that News 18 is doing a small expose on the light utility helicopter here, and I welcome all the viewers of News 18.
Thank you so much. So, I think today Bengaluru weather is also too much of supportive and there is no...
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, this morning when we came for the fly past, there was a little bit of clouding, but now I think it is very good and it's an excellent weather for the Aero India.
So, anyway, weather is excellent, and also these machines, these are also unique and excellent, because many a time we used to compare normally with American made or Russian made, but our own Indian made, especially our Karnataka made HAL helicopters or any machinery, it has its own specialities. Can you explain a little bit and take through all these requirements, how you use these machines?
Sure. What I find, what you have here is the light utility helicopter, and it is a 3000 ton class, 3000 kg class helicopter, and this helicopter is basically for the replacement of Chetak and Cheetah helicopter, as well as the latest Cheetal helicopter, which are all operating either on training role or they are also operating on high altitude mission role for the army and the air force. So these helicopters, as you see them, that they are quite spacious, and they can carry up to 4 passengers to 6 passengers in their operational role, and they can land up to the places like Siachen Glacier, and they can take off from Leh with adequate capability so that they can meet all the mission requirements of our army and air force. The good thing is that earlier we were having similar types of helicopters in foreign countries, but gives me great pride that now HAL is making these helicopters in Bangalore. In fact, in addition to Bangalore, we also have a helicopter factory at a place called Tumkuru, which is about 120 kilometers from Bangalore. And this is the new helicopter factory which has been recently established by our Honorable Prime Minister around 2016. And now you will be very happy to note that our helicopters are being made there itself, and we have a small runway and we have enough place to test these helicopters. So the beauty of this is these helicopters are not only made here, we also do the testing here so that they are certified to the requirements which meet the requirements of the army and the air force.
ವೀಕ್ಷಕರು, ಇವ್ರು ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇರುವಂತ ಮಾತಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಸಿಗ್ನಿಫಿಕೆನ್ಸ್ ವಿಚಾರ ಏನು ಗೊತ್ತಾ? ನಾವು ಸಾಮಾನ್ಯವಾಗಿ ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತೀವಿ, ಯಾವುದೋ ಒಂದು ಹಾಲಿವುಡ್ ಮೂವೀಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿದಾಗ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ರೋಮಿಯೋ ಹೆಲಿಕಾಪ್ಟರ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ನೋಡ್ತೀವಿ, ಅಪಾಚಿಗಳನ್ನ ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತೀವಿ, ಅಮೆರಿಕನ್ ಮೇಡ್ ಮಷಿನ್ಸ್. ನೋ ಡೌಟ್ ಅದು ಕೂಡ ಬ್ಯಾಟಲ್ ಪ್ರೂವನ್ ಇರತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು, ಆದ್ರೆ ಅದರ ರಿಕ್ವೈರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಬೇರೆ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ನಮ್ಮ ಈ ರಿಕ್ವೈರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಈಗ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು ಸಿಯಾಚಿನ್ ಅಲ್ಲೂ ಕೂಡ ಅದು ಲ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಆದಂತ ಒಂದು ಸಾಧನೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ. ಸಾಮಾನ್ಯವಾಗಿ ನೀವು ಯಾವುದೇ ಹೆಲಿಕಾಪ್ಟರ್ನ ತೆಗೆದುಕೊಂಡ್ರು ಅದು ವೇಟ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇದ್ದಾಗ ಅಥವಾ ಬೇರೆ ಯಾವುದೇ ದೇಶದಿಂದ ಬಂದ್ರು ನಮ್ಮ ಆಪರೇಷನಲ್ ರಿಕ್ವೈರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಏನಿದೆ ಇಂಡಿಯಾದ, ಅದನ್ನು ಸಾಧಿಸೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಸಾಧ್ಯ ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಆದ್ರೆ ಇದು ಅಂತದೊಂದು ಸಾಧನೆ ಮಾಡಿರುವಂತದ್ದು. ಸೊ ಈಗ ನಾವು ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಇದೀವಿ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ 3 ಹೆಲಿಕಾಪ್ಟರ್ಸ್ ಗಳಿದಾವೆ, ನೇವಿ ಬಳಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ, ಜನರಿಗೂ ಕೂಡ ಬಳಕೆ ಆಗ್ತಿರೋದು. ಅದರ ಒಂದು ಬ್ಯಾಟಲ್ ರೆಡಿನೆಸ್, ಬ್ಯಾಟಲ್ ಫೀಲ್ಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಗೆ ಯೂಸ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಜನರು ಸಾಮಾನ್ಯವಾಗಿ ಹೇಗೆ ಯೂಸ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಯು ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲೇನ್ ಬಿಟ್ ಅಬೌಟ್?
Yes, the helicopters that what you just now said is there were 3 helicopters in 3 different color schemes. One, as you see here, it is in the civil scheme which has been made. So what we intend to do, and this helicopter is made in a role which can be given to the Navy, and then we have another helicopter which we have made it for the Army helicopters, and similarly for the Air Force also. The idea is that we make these helicopters so that it can be utilized in all the 3 roles that is required. And as you said, whether they are battle ready or it is fit for battle, as of now, yes. In addition to that, these are also utility helicopters. So when I say utility helicopters, they can take passengers, they can take troops, and they can also take load and essential items like jerry cans, fuels, food, and other things that are required for our troops which are there in the high altitudes.
ಸೊ ನಾವೀಗ ಸಿಯಾಚಿನ್ ಅಂತ ಬಂದಾಗ ನೋಡ್ತೀವಿ ತುಂಬಾ ಥಿನ್ ಏರ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏರ್ ಫ್ರಿಕ್ಷನ್ ಕೂಡ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಇದ್ದಾಗ ಸಹಜವಾಗಿ ಯಾವುದೇ ಹೆಲಿಕಾಪ್ಟರ್ಗಳನ್ನ ಬಳಕೆ ಮಾಡಲಿ ಅಥವಾ ಎನಿ ನಾವು ಇದು ಅಥವಾ ಜೆಟ್ಗಳನ್ನ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಲಿ, ಫೈಟರ್ ಜೆಟ್ಸ್ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಹೆಲಿಕಾಪ್ಟರ್ಸ್ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸಹಜವಾಗಿ ಒಂದು ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಫ್ಯೂಲ್ ಅನ್ನು ತೆಗೆದುಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗೋದಕ್ಕಾಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ, ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಮಟೀರಿಯಲ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನು ತೆಗೆದುಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗೋಕೆ ಸಾಧ್ಯ ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಆದ್ರೆ ಆ ಒಂದು ಚಾಲೆಂಜಸ್ ನ ಇದು ಹೇಗೆ ಓವರ್ಕಮ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡಿದೆಯಾ?
Yes, good question. Basically, when these helicopters are made, they are not just made for sea level operations, they are also made for rarefied atmosphere. That is where the air density is lesser and it is much more difficult for the helicopters to fly there. But we take into account all these things, and our engines are more powerful, and then our helicopters are designed in such a way they can meet the specific requirement. Like this particular helicopter, at about 5.5 kilometers, it can take about 75 to 100 kgs of load, which is very big achievement for this class of helicopter.
So, being a test pilot, it's a very great responsibility you are having, and you and your team is providing wonderful inputs to the even our armed forces also. So, what's your basic challenges when HAL provides you a machine? It gives you a machine. How you make it a if it's a flying condition, or it's how you test it?
See, what happens is we have a team of designers. The requirements come from the Air Force or the Army, the Defense Forces. Based on that, we sit and draw a few plans as to know what are the requirements. And once the designer makes the design in consultation with us, we start the helicopters from the drawing board, and then afterwards we go on to production of them. Initially prototypes are made, like this helicopter that is here and this, both of them are prototype helicopters. Like we made 3 prototype helicopters initially, and these prototype helicopters are first tested on the ground, and then once it is tested on the ground, we start taking up for flying, and then slowly the envelope is expanded in such a way that we go at a higher speed, from low speed to high speed, then low altitude to high altitude, and like that we keep increasing. And once we do this, what we do is we take it to the sea level conditions. Bangalore is at around 3,000 feet. We take it to sea level conditions to check whether it meets the requirement at sea level. Then we take it to hot weather conditions in places like Nagpur, Jodhpur and other places. Then in addition to that, we also take it up to the high altitudes of Siachen and Leh